Dewey's out Sunday morning, and I'm trying to make a little extra money. I got a little bit of a side hustle going on, and we're on the street that the local MS-13 gang leader walks his two little Apsos here, and I'm going to try to snatch one of the MS-13 gang leader's dogs and hold it for ransom. I think it's a smart way to make money. So stay tuned for that video. Well, just on my Sunday morning urban walk, I just sit down on my local park bench there, taking a break, drinking some of my coffee, but I discuss the Liberal convention that just concluded. I discuss more fallout with regards to Marilyn Gladu, and I discuss the possibility of upwards of 10 more conservative MPs crossing the aisle to the Liberals. Some are speculating even 20 or 30, if you can believe this. So you're hearing some crazy numbers. What I didn't mention when I was sitting on the bench, but I'll mention now, Pierre Poilievre is not responsible for what is going on with regards to people crossing. They are being bribed with huge amounts of money. But what he has to do, and one of my viewers mentioned this, a very intelligent viewer of mine, he said that Poilievre should get the Conservatives together, his caucus, and say, listen, if you want to cross now. Get going, beat it, because you're no good for this party anyways. You're just a turncoat piece of shit. So get going over to the Liberals, because you have more Liberal attributes than Conservative attributes if you do that anyways. Then rebuild the Conservative Party from the ground up. And I want to see Pierre Poilievre maintain the leadership of the Conservative Party. So stick around. I have a bit of an in-depth conversation with you on a park bench in lovely Toronto. Isn't this beautiful? Stick around. Early Sunday morning in Toronto. I'm out on my urban hike, running some new kit. 64-ounce insulated water jug, multiple different water delivery systems, and it comes with this this tactical MOLLE pouch that's eventually going to hook up to one of my cages on my e-bikes. Comes with a paracord handle and a shoulder strap too. Weighs 6.5 pounds. That is a detriment, a little bit, but you're also carrying almost 2 liters of water, so which is handy, fresh water. Anyhow, still some fallout with regards to Marilyn Gladu and the crossing from Conservative to Liberal and her riding out in Sarnia-Lambton. And this past weekend, I think starting Thursday or Friday, was the Liberal convention. Now, a lot of weird things are coming out with regards to that convention as well, including at one of the events they had a dancer suspended on some sort of apparatus with he or she's legs spread wide open, which would further lend more credence to the fact that you know, a high level of Liberals are subjected to sexual deviancy. Like, I don't understand why they'd have that at a Liberal convention. Well, I do. I understand why they do it, but in the grand scheme of sanity, I don't understand it. Melanie Joly went up and did a rambling speech. Apparently, a lot of people are saying she was intoxicated. People say that she has a drinking problem. I'm not casting dispersions upon that. I used to have a drinking problem, but I didn't go up after 3 or 4 bottles of wine. I didn't go up to a podium with 3,000 or 4,000 people and start rambling either. So, and I wasn't getting paid by the government. So there is a distinction there, a difference there between, you know, someone that is abusing alcohol than someone that is abusing alcohol that is making laws for the Canadian public. So, widespread speculation that she has a drinking problem. Diana Fox-Carney went up and in her speech mentioned how great her husband's Davos, Switzerland speech was at the World Economic Forum, and she went on to echo the terminology of New World Order in her speech. So there is widespread speculation that Diane Fox-Carney is obviously of like mind to her husband, and there is speculation, like I said in one of my videos, that she is a high-level globalist, leftist, communist operator, to the point where she could even be, to a great extent, Carney's handler. Now she is or was involved in the Eurasia group. I don't know the inner workings of that, but I do know that Gerald Butts, former advisor to Justin Trudeau, and he's been a long time back shadow type person in the Liberal Party. He was in the Eurasia group as well, or still in it. So there is, obviously, at the very least, a working relationship between Gerald Butts and Diana Fox Carney. It's one big, to kind of coin a George Carlin phrase, and we've heard this a million times. It's one big club, and we're not in it. And the by-election for what do we got? We got Scarborough. We got Bill Blair's old riding in Scarborough. We got Chrystia Freeling's old riding, University Rosedale, and we have Terrebonne. I think it's a suburb of Montreal. That's all happening tomorrow. Those three by-elections, and by all accounts, the Scarborough and the University Rosedale ridings are a Liberal stronghold. That's without question. And the Terrebonne riding is up in the air, but it's going to be very close. Regardless, Carney has his majority government. He has his floor crossers. There is widespread speculation that there could be upwards of 10 more Conservative floor crossers crossing the aisle to the Liberals. At least 10, if you can believe that. So, that's just it's just leading. This video is kind of like an extension of my last couple of videos, but more information is coming out with regards to the Liberals drawing Conservatives away from the ridings. Now, it's like, and I'll reiterate this, it's not the instability of the Conservative Party. It's not the mismanagement of the Conservative Party through Pierre Poilievre. What it is people that have little to no moral compass, and that are being bought and paid with substantial amounts of money, substantial amounts of promises, maybe substantial amounts of blackmail, fraud, who knows what is going on to entice all these people to cross the aisle and to do something that is going to have a stain on their life until they die. So, my street level gut feeling is it's money, and it's generational money, which means these people will be set up. Not so dissimilar to the Indigenous in this country. The Indigenous are multi-generational set up. They're taken care of multi-generations because of the wrongs that the white man has done to them 200, 300, 400, 500 years ago. So we're going to continually keep paying for the Indigenous population in this country. And what's the difference if you throw in another 100 Conservative politicians? What's the difference? That's a drop in the bucket compared to what we spend out with Indigenous spending every year. I think it's $6.5 billion, something like that. It's in the billions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars. That the Indigenous people, and I don't mean to go off on a tangent with the Indigenous people. I'm just saying, I'm trying to put the sort of money that the federal liberal government spends to keep people voting Liberal and to keep people quiet. So, in the billions of dollars, what's it to them? We're paying for it anyways. It's just they just crank up the printing machine and they just move some shells around. It's a shell game, and next thing you know, a person like me, for example, hypothetically speaking, I will never run for politics. I'm not geared for politics for many different reasons, but I will say this. My estimation of a politician at any level, whether it be municipal, provincial, or federal, the very first day they go to their office, whether it be downtown Toronto like Mayor Chow, whether it be Dougie Ford at Queen's Park, or whether it be that fork-tongued lizard Mark Carney in Ottawa, before they even sit down in that chair, they are I would say prepped for the role. I would say they are briefed with regards to what they can and cannot say. Then I'd also say there is a big bag of money, like in the cartoons with the money symbol on a big white satchel of money plopped on them, and say, now you're one of us. And there are a lot of other enticing entrapments that they honeypot politicians with to eventually just go along with the the criminal flow, so to speak. Honeypotting, something that I mentioned in a couple of my videos called the Pink Triangle, where they indoctrinate men into a homosexual club. Well, I don't mean to laugh, but a lot of high-level military people in the United States, and a lot of high-level police, fire, those sort of people. It is secretly known that they've been honeypotted into a homosexual honeypot provocative situation. So there is a lot of dirty things that's starting to rain. Dirty things that can be done to entice a politician, a high-ranking government official to do these sort of things, like like getting back to Marilyn Gladue. You know, the more I get into her, the more it would appear that you could label her a right-wing extremist, to be quite honest with you. Her views are, you know, and I'm not saying a lot of her views were wrong. A lot of her views aligned with my views, but she was on the right-wing spectrum of the Conservative Party, like probably the top 3. And for the Liberals to entice her away from a staunch Conservative riding for 20 years into the Liberal Party, it just goes to show that they can get anyone to do it. And what's that green ding dong's name? Stephen Guilbeault. He is raising concern, and he just did a little bit of a press junket where he was going against the Liberal Party for bringing someone like Marilyn Gladue on. And you know what? He's obviously a left-wing extremist. He's a kook, and so he's voicing his opinion within the Liberal Party, because what the Liberals have done is they have shown that they will take anyone to meet their ends, and their ends is full and total governmental control of this country. They don't want questions asked. Mark Carney, when Mark Carney was installed as Prime Minister in March of 2025, I said in one of my videos, and if I didn't say it in my video, I was talking to someone on social media with regards to it, that there's no way this fork-tongued lizard even wants to be Prime Minister. Maybe he does because he can get the large Airbus airplane and his armed security and all the $94,000 worth of catering on these airplanes. I'm sure he knew that was going to happen, and he knew he was going to take advantage of that and exploit that. But he didn't want all the other things that came with it, like question period, having to talk to rogue people in the press. I'm not talking CBC or CTV. I'm talking like common sense journalists that ask something that isn't a softball question. He didn't want anything to do with that because he's not a polished speaker. He's not too easy on the eyes. He looks like a villain in a movie. He looks like a fork-tongued lizard. He does. And his wife, I'm going off on a bit of tangent here, but and his wife, it's like holy, like you had to do something very, very bad to have to marry that. And I don't think he wanted to marry that. I think he had to. He was told to marry that. And that's how high up the level of deceitfulness, the level of evil is in the globalist world. It's all scripted out. They tell you who to marry. They tell you like that Emmanuel Macron. Like there's a very high probability that his wife is a man. There's a very high probability, and he's a beta male. Carney's a beta male. Starmer's a beta male. Anthony Albanese's a beta male. There is pattern recognition here, showing that there is a type that they can entice to do the evil workings of the inner sanctums of the world. And Canada is flourishing with regards to going down the tyrannical communistic path. And once they get it solidified tomorrow, the majority government with the Liberals, there's going to be nothing stopping Carney. And he's going to go quick because people in Canada are going to they're going to wake up really quick to how this country is really being run and the people that are really running it. And there is going to be mass revolt. There is going to be mass revolt. So there is going to be a widespread push for Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives to somehow, I don't know how the inner workings work, somehow force an election, you know, team up with the bloc. I understand teaming up with other parties now with majority government, it's going to be next to impossible, but there's going to be mass revolt, because you're going to see more and more people are going to lose their jobs, more and more people are going to go to the food banks, more and more people are going to be subjected to home invasions, carjackings. I understand the murder rates in Toronto and in most major cities are going down, but that's not a good indication to other violent crimes. There's many people, like, listen, take it from a street level guy. I can tell you I've never done a home invasion, never did anything like that, okay? But I know people that are capable, or I knew people that are very capable of causing serious damage and serious crimes within the community. And when desperate people see no hope, they will kick your door in, they will take your food. If they think that you're an easy mark, and if they think they can get something from you that they don't have, like food, they're going to do it, and things are going to turn it's going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of people. You know, my area is a poorer area. People in affluent areas are going to be targeted first, because a lot of people in the affluent areas are liberals, and they're anti these, and so it would be better to go into those areas knowing you're not going to get sustain a gunshot wound. So I'm just giving you a little heads up, liberals, that the people that are in desperate situations are going to be coming for you first. Sorry to say that, or maybe I'm not sorry to say that. So put in the comment section your thoughts with regards to, have you seen any footage with the Liberal convention? Put any thoughts in the comment section with regards to any more fallout with Marilyn Gladue, and also with Marilyn Gladue. It's now being reported through David from Moose on the Loose reported it that that riding of Sarnia Lambton in some indigenous name, which no one can fucking pronounce anyways, and they always throw an indigenous name on these end of these ridings now. You might as well, you know, put it in hieroglyphics. Who the fuck can pronounce these things? It's ridiculous. Anyhow, liberalism, let's find a cure. But now it's being reported that the liberals are sending money to Lambton Sarnia, and it's also not commonly known, but it's being speculated that the liberals will only send money to liberal ridings and starve out the conservative ridings. You look at Ontario, Quebec. If it wasn't for Ontario, Quebec, the liberals wouldn't be in power. Most of the ridings, a percentage of the ridings, over 200. I think there's, I don't know the exact numbers. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's 300 and change total seats in the House of Commons, and like 200 and a half, or 230 or something are in Quebec and Ontario. So the rest of the country cannot vote their way out of this liberal communism. And when they flood the country with all these people from all over the world, predominantly they're going to Quebec and Ontario to solidify those those liberal votes for multi-generations. It's very underhanded. It's a high level liberal skullduggery. I watched, I'm going to put it at the end of this video. I watched the video. I don't know I can't remember who it was, but it was a panel of the guy that was moderating. It was his channel. It was Jasmine Lane, and it was Joanne Jahar, Puck Daddy, founder of the Canada First Movement. I watched it yesterday, and the fourth panelist was a lawyer. His first name was Peter. Like I said, I'll put the video in at the end of my video, and I'm telling you, and he's an immigration lawyer. This lawyer wouldn't shut the F up, and he makes a living. He makes a living by arguing immigration rights in this country. So, of course, the more immigrants that come into this country, you know, the more his job is secure. So, and this guy, I'm telling you, I have no need for an immigration lawyer. I don't know what other law he does, but I felt like firing him over watching him on my TV. This guy was so annoying. Joe couldn't even get a word in edgewise. And you know, Jasmine Lane's a very well-spoken person. You can see this guy in the video, like he was like ready for a fight. And the other three people on the panel weren't in that mind frame. This guy, I'm telling you, an arrogant piece. Anyhow, watch the video. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go do a little more hiking, lug around my 6.5 pound bottle and see how that ends up. Thanks for watching. Bye. It's actually not so bad carrying around the new 64 ounce tactical bottle, and you know, obviously it could be alternately used for a defense mechanism, right? 6.5 pounds. Well, it's not 6.5 pounds now because I fed and watered my local watchdog, so it's about half that. But you know what I'm saying? You can carry other things in there too. Just saying.